Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my next short video clips. Today we're going to talk about the debt cycle and what are the solutions that Sharia offers to us. The situation we are in today definitely has made us realize that we can do without many things. Our Saturday night going to restaurant, our football trips, our normal abroad flights. So all the things we can do without. During these 2-3 months, during the lockdown, we have realized this. And as Muslims, we got to think, is it right that to satisfy our desires as a consumer on the market, we go in an unbridled way, we don't control our desires. And then what happens? We are laden with debt. If you look at the way we get into the debt cycle, which goes into billions, people are using the credit card and all those facilities given, then if we've got a lockdown, we realize we cannot realize the payment of those things. It's very, very heavy. So we start in a position we don't have money. Therefore, we got a credit card. We use it because the facilities are there, big amount of money. We're under the impression we're going to pay it in 55 days or whatsoever. But then the big chunk goes to satisfy consumerism. Then we realize we've got a few money left in our pocket to pay the bills, and we are back to square one. That is a routine the world is witnessing. Again, the same thing will happen next month, and we realize that we got a big amount to be paid with the interest on top of that. And once we get into that vicious cycle of using credit, it becomes very difficult to come out of it. This is why in Islam, we got very straightforward way how we consume. Islam encourages us to do what we call sustainable consumption. Very important. That is, we spend on our needs. That demands moderation, not consumerism like we have in our daily life, which is not to satisfy our needs but our wants. Our wants are unlimited, and that will make us bankrupt, will make us become extravagant. This is why we have to think properly. The formula I'm going to give you today is ESS. What is ESS? Earn first, then you save, then you spend. For example, the latest mobile phone, you don't have to get the latest mobile phone if you don't have it. Why you want to sign a contract? And many a time I ask people, do they read the contract they are signing? Most people don't read. In the same way, when we sign our credit card contract, do we read those contracts? What are we signing there? We get ensnared into a ribawi system that is difficult to come out. This is why this lockdown has given us an opportunity to ponder as Muslims that we have a very regulated way of spending. Let us look at the Quran Sharif. Quran Sharif says, أَرَيْتَ الَّذِي مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you not seen those people who have taken the deity to be their desires? We worship our desires. We want to have instant gratification through the facilities of payment we have. We don't realize the debt we are putting on our head, and that is difficult to come out from. We want that instant gratification. Everything, the latest mobile we want, the latest laptop we want, the latest car we want, be it whatever the case. Our behavior is not supposed to be like this on the market. This is why the Muslim economist differentiates between the Muslim consumer behavior and the non-Muslim consumer behavior, what they call the Homo Islamicus versus the Homo economicus. It's a very well detailed in Islamic economics. Hence, when you look at the Quran Sharif, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says various levels of spending. The very first one is shuh. وَمَنْ يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Whoever abstain from niggardliness, from stinginess, When there is a need to spend, they don't spend. They protected their soul against this. These are the successful people. Bukhl is the very first disease that entered the Ummah when Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala became the Khalifa. People started refusing to give zakat because the love to hold on to money. That is a spiritual disease. On the other hand, people spend more than what is required, what you call tabzeer. Innal mubadhirina kanu ikhwana shayateen. Allahu Akbar. Those shopaholics who spend uncontrolled way, they are the brothers of shaitan. They are not doing right thing. They are distorting the market. Sharia doesn't like it. So keep away from spendrifting. Don't spend more than what you required. Many a time we get carried away with the sales. Buy 3 for the price of 2, but you need only 1. Why are you buying 3? It's not a necessity. This is not sustainable consumption. This is consumerism. Islam does not allow consumerism. The third part, third level is we make israf. We spend, but we spend a bit more. It's not excessively, but we do spend on what we need, israf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, many places the Quran says, Kulu washrabu wa la tusrifu, eat and drink, but don't exceed the limits. Right? La tusrifu, innahu la yuhibbul musrifin. Allah don't tell us in the Quran, do not be excessive. Verily, Allah does not like those who spend unnecessarily, who are excessive. Right? We go to a restaurant, we need a meal, fine. But why we want to order 2 meals and most of the time it's leftovers? That is israf. Okay? Then the most important one after that is Iqtisad. And that is a beautiful verse in Surah Al-Furqan, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the qualities of the Ibadur Rahman. Those, when they spend, they do not make israf, neither they withhold, but they spend in between those two. Qawama, the Quran says, straight. They know what to spend on. Now, in today's time, we have to be realistic. How do you decide what is iqtisad, what is moderation in spending? Now, if you ponder properly, you will realize that this is based a lot on, firstly, urf. Urf means your environment you're living in. It's different. Time of Rasulullah was there, the ideal. In today's time is different. In the time of Rasulullah, they were riding camels. In today's time, we use a car. It's different. Number 2, we have to be conscious that the Quran says, Zu sa'ati min sa'ati. Very, very important guidelines from the Quran. Whoever has the means is according to his means. Don't go beyond that. This is Surah Talaq. Then also we have to take into account that this is very subjective. If, for example, you are a prime minister and there's a lot of people going, coming, you are not going to get a small car. You're going to get a better car because there's an image. Anzilunas manazilahum, treat people according to their standard. So this is something that you as an individual, you have to have clear intention. Ya Rab, I am spending with moderation, but my intention is to please you. My intention is not to make israf. It is a necessity. I remember one of the fatwa I've read, very famous mufti of the world. You see, if you are a very, very top businessman, very important, and you're going to a very important meeting, to travel in a first class, which seems for the layman an extravagance. But if you are going to a multi-billion transaction, you need this peace of mind. It's a long-haul journey. If you need that, you feel you need it, this peace of mind, you do it. So it's something very relative. But again, your intention is very important. is that consumable, sustainable consumption. In other words, will other people benefit from that? Or is only satisfying our desires? So this is another level. Now Islam also tells us when we spend, we got to spend on others. That also is an ibadah. The next level is you don't spend on yourself or your family, you spend on others, what we call infaq. The infaq sector is a very deep subject in Islamic economics, what's called the philanthropic sector. And for example, the Quran says when we spend on others as well. وَالَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. For example, Allah says min, that is part. What you can mean by ba'diyah in Arabic, we say that. Allah is not asking you to give everything, but part of it, your zakat, your lillah, your udhiyah, you spend on others. You sacrifice your desires, but for the others, for the pleasure of Allah. Then the very high level of spending in Sharia is beautifully encapsulated in the verse, يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا يُنْفِقُونَ قُلِ الْعَفْوَ. Subhanallah. They ask us what to spend in the path of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, al-af. Very straightforward word in Arabic, but full of meaning. That is, when you have satisfied all your basic needs, whatever is left over, you give that to fi sabilillah. That is beautiful. And the way it is encapsulated in the battle of Tabuk, if you remember, Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala brought everything he had to Rasulullah sallam. The Rasulullah had asked him, what have you left for your family? He said, I left Allah and His Rasul. And Umar radiallahu ta'ala says on that day, that today I'm going to surpass Abu Bakr. I'm going to give half what I have. Then when he brought what he has, he said, I cannot supersede Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. That also is a way of spending in Sharia. But what we are talking here is our own personal expenses, our daily life. When I look at many Muslims, they call to me, I feel very, very sad for them. But on the other hand, they don't understand that they have to have sustainable consumption. Satisfy your needs, the basic needs. If other things are necessities, you spend on it. Like Allama Shadbi rahmatullah alayhi says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to spend on necessities, what we call darura. For example, for your safety, for your physiological needs, your food, etc. Then, what are about after necessity? Conveniences. At times, for example, you got a problem in your back. You want a better car, better seat in your car. That is okay. But then you got what you call tahsiniyat, refinements. That Sharia tells you don't do that. You don't need it. Why you spend money on these things? Why are you using your credit card to make a trip to Dubai, for example, when there is no need for that? You're living in an ivory tower that you are going to get money when you come back to pay it after 55 days. What if you fall in the circumstance where you are now? So this is why we have to balance our spending. So when we look at our cycle of spending, the system of giving us all those financial facilities is to ensnare us into a usurious system that we cannot come out of it. Whereas Sharia tells us you have a way to spend. We cannot spend the way we want, because we have to understand that whatever we have is for Allah. Very important. Whatever we have is for Allah. Allah gave us as an amana. Therefore, when we spend it with calculation, proper thought. So avoid spending unnecessarily. Let's go quickly through it. First is shuh, that is stinginess. Don't be stingy. When there's a need to spend, we spend. The next thing is tabzeer. We spend more than what is required now. Shopaholics, unnecessary expenses. Shopping. Why do we spend so much? And using our credit card and all those facilities we have, when we know we don't need it, these are not necessities. Then israf, a bit of extravagance. That also If we can keep away from it, keep away. The next level is what you call Iqtisad. That is moderation in spending. All these from the Quran Sharif I'm giving you. The next one is we spend on others. That is an ibadah. It's not only we get satisfaction in this world, but in the hereafter. That the pleasure is far more to spend on others. This is why the Hadith of Islam, the right hand is who gives, the upper hand is better than the hand which is lower, that is a begging hand. And remember one thing, this is very important when we calculate our zakat, our lillah. Don't think we are doing a favor to the poor. No, we are not doing a favor to them. وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. In their wealth there is the right of the poor and the destitute. Don't think we are doing favors to the poor brothers and sisters. No, Rasulullah made dua to that. Oh Allah, put the love for the poor in my heart. That is the dua of Rasulullah. You need the heart to give. So the highest level would be al-af, where after we satisfy our basic needs, we give whatever we have to the poor, if we have the means. My main concern is the way we are spending lavishly in a way we can't control it. That's not the way a Muslim spends his money, taking on credit, and then we have all type of headaches. So Alhamdulillah, Quran has guided us how to spend our money. So I hope you benefit from it and try to come out of this cycle of credit. It is not good for our health, neither in this world, neither in the hereafter. Plus it is ribawi. There are a lot of riba there. Come out of it. Adopt what Quran says. Have moderation. Spend in sustainable consumption and not consumerism. Consumerism is finishing this world through the ribawi system. Please, brothers and sisters, as far as possible, keep away from this. You will get a lot of barakah in your rizq, inshallah. I will stop here. Subhanallah bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma. Nashhadu an la ilaha anta. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.